Welcome back to the GiantMonsterGames Advent Calendar, day number 28. We are in the top 3, and today's deck is Mardu Reanimator. I was actually really surprised. I did not expect this one to be voted so high, but apparently it is a group favorite because it is also one of my favorite decks. It's probably in my top 3 as well. What exactly is Mardu Reanimator? Well, it is a Reanimator deck, which means we're going to put stuff in the graveyard and then bring it back, specifically stuff like Ashen Rider and Woodfall Primus. Both of these guys are, when they enter the battlefield, so we're going to return them from the graveyard to play, they get to exile a target permanent. Woodfall Primus targets a non-creature permanent, so usually we're going to target our opponent's lands, and then when they both die, or when they both leave the battlefield, they do something else. So Woodfall Primus will just come back, and then we get a trigger again, so blow up 2 lands in a turn, and Ashen Rider just gets to exile another permanent, which again, could be a land, could be a creature, whatever you want. The way we're actually doing this, though, is we have stuff like Footsteps of the Goryo and Unburial Rites, which allow us to reanimate stuff from our graveyard, ideally on turn 3 if we have Footsteps of the Goryo. It's about 25% of the time we actually get to do that, maybe 30% of the time. And then the way we're actually putting stuff into the graveyard is we have Cathartic Reunion and Faithless Looting, which allows us to dump cards into the graveyard of our choice, and then draw more cards, hopefully drawing into our stuff to reanimate things. That's the entire idea of the deck. There is an entire deck tech, though. If you want to see more of what this deck actually does, there's a link up at the top right-hand corner. Like every single video, it's still up there. And if you want to pick this deck up, because it is actually really fun to play, assuming your opponent doesn't drop on you, it is really fun. You can do that, and you can pick it up on MTGO in the link below this video. It helps out the channel. It is, yeah, it helps out the channel. That's why I promote it every single one of these videos. Anyways, let's go ship it over to Adrian, and he's going to play a couple different games of this because people love to drop while you play decks like this. Officially into the top 8 decks. By top 8, I mean top 3. And we are playing, this is a pretty good opening hand. I think we can keep this. This is definitely keepable. We have all of the pieces we need to actually do the thing, except for 3 mana. So let's run down a swamp, ship it to our opponent's turn, and see what happens. It's nice when you have both pieces you need, because you need one a win condition and you need a Footsteps or Reanimation, which is also Unburial Rites is technically a win condition as well. You need one of those things, and then you can go to Hamtown, where you get all of the bacon you could ever dream of, which is Inquisition. Well, that doesn't help. He's gonna grab Cathartic Reunion. That sucks so bad. Inquisition, you have foiled us again. Not today, you say, and I say, yay, not today. And there goes Cathartic Reunion. Maybe we'll draw into something that allows us to discard Lightning Axe, being one of them. Well, let's play a Dragon Skull Summit, and then run it to our opponent's turn. If they play a creature, we're going to Lightning Axe it, discarding Woodfall Primus. It is the plan that we currently have. Our opponent plays a Serum Visions, which is fine. So it looks like we're playing against, what? Black, blue, red control? Grixis control, if you will. Always fun. Not always fun. It's actually a really hard deck to play against, especially when you're playing a semi-budget deck. Our deck isn't technically budget, but it's definitely not expensive. It's like 120 bucks. It's, you know, yeah, not super expensive. And we need to draw into something relevant. Another Lightning Axe, not going to be that. Well, in this case, we ship it to our opponent's turn again. We just showed our hand to our opponent. Our hand being we don't have lands or anything to play. If he plays a creature, though, we get awesome stuff to happen. Thought Scour. He's Thought Scouring himself, which makes sense. So, Logic Knot. Ooh, that is a bad Thought Scour. Serum Visions and a Logic Knot. Ooh. Seems like cards our opponent would want to keep, not put into their graveyard. Another Ashen Rider. More win cons. At this point, at this rate, though, we might actually just have enough cards we can pitch something into our graveyard, just all natural. And opponent bolts our face, just because they're getting cards. They're getting, you know, over full on cards. Delver of Secrets. That's exciting. So exciting, in fact, that we're going to bolt it, well, Lightning Axe it, and cast it by discarding a card, and we will pay the red mana for it, and also pitch a Woodfall Primus. There you go. If we draw land, Bloodstained Mire. Paying it, fetching up stuff from our graveyard. Gonna probably patch up a, what? Graveyard Cemetery? What do we think we need more of? I think Godless Shrine is probably gonna be the one we're gonna get. Godless Shrine, and yes, we're gonna pay it. Footsteps of the Goryo, reanimating Woodfall Primus. Here you go, opponent. It took us a little bit of time, but we got there. We got there. Let's see if they scoop. They should scoop. There you go, there goes one of your lands. There goes one of your lands. And let's see if they want to go to game 2. Or if they want to drop the game entirely. Well, they went to game 2, so they took the sideboard option. We need to deal stuff, cause... And they dropped the game entirely, because we're playing an asshole deck. Okay, well, you might see this deck, you might see this game paired behind another game. If you do, then you'll see the next game right now. Let's see if we can get an actual match in this time, because I've already recorded a couple matches that didn't work out so well. I'm kind of 50-50 on this opening hand. I think we're going to keep it, but it's not the most amazing. One thing I want to do about this deck, I keep looking at this guy and saying, like, I don't think he's very good. I'm actually thinking of removing this guy and putting in a different card, but he was budget enough, so that's why I kind of played him. And we'll throw out a swamp. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Throw out a swamp, run to our opponent's turn. We need a land, and we need... Ooh, what is this? Springleaf Drum. Are we playing against Affinity? We could be playing against Affinity. It looks like Affinity. Smells like Affinity. Call a duck. Must be Affinity. Seeing as how it's an Affinity duck. And, ooh, Faithless Looting is actually really good. It's way better than Lightning Axe. So we're going to Faithless Looting. We draw 2 cards, discarding 2 cards now. So discarding this guy. And I think we also pitch... What? What do we pitch? I think the Lightning Axe can probably go away. Yeah, don't really need Lightning Axe. Run it to our opponent's turn. See what they have to say. See what Affinity smells like on turn 2. Smells like a Glimmering Void, followed by a... What the heck is this? Enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card and put that into your... Oh, reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom order in any order. So that's neat. I haven't seen this guy played before. It's always fun. Always fun seeing new cards that are making a splash, if you will. I feel like Affinity is one of those decks that I actually need to build. I haven't built any yet. I haven't built one for the channel, I should say. So I feel like that's probably a deck I should get around to doing. Same with Infect. I haven't done Infect. Mind you, Affinity is a way more interactive than Infect, and I'd be more interested in building Affinity compared to building Infect, where Infect is literally just a race against the clock. It's not Magic. You're not playing where you're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I respond by doing this. No, it's literally put creatures on table that are unblockable and then swing in for ham. It's just what it is. It's what it is. Not really interesting or fun for me, but it is a powerful deck. I mean, you win games with it. Once you play, I guess that's actually one of those things. When you are just getting to playing Magic, a lot of people are like, I just want to win, I just want to win. And then once you've played Magic for a while, you're like, I want to have an interesting game of Magic. That's more important to you. And there is Signal Pest, which is fine. What did he reveal, by the way? Did he reveal Signal Pest? Oops. He revealed Master of Ethereum. Artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Neat. And another Springleaf Drum. That's cool. And this guy. This is looking like Affinity. Turn 2, let's just dump our entire hand onto the table. And Woodfall Primus, that is actually really good. We need another land, though. That's the biggest problem for us right now. So let's try for another land. Pitching Woodfall Primus. Pitching Unburial Rites. Unburial Rites. Drawing... Okay, we did draw a bunch of stuff. So... I think we can go Cliff Trop Retreat. Oh. Enters the battlefield unless you control a mountain or a plains. This isn't a mountain. This is not Blood Crypt. I was hoping to actually play that untapped. Well, that's the thing that happens. Well, go to our opponent's turn. Next turn, we are going to Footsteps of the Goryo, Woodfall Primus back to blow up some of his stuff. Need to blow up some of his stuff. We also need to Lightning Axe this guy away. Does he have, what, power and toughness equal the number of artifacts you control? So we're probably going to blow up some non-lands, like actual artifacts. Probably. So this is a bunch of damage. Yeah, that's the thing. This is the thing that happens right here. So we have some options. It's not the end of the world. We are going to be able to blow up his master and a bunch of other stuff. We're going to pay 2 life for this, unfortunately. So first things first, Footsteps of the Goryo, targeting Woodfall Primus. So we need to keep up red mana. So we can go like this, red, red, whatever, black, red, doesn't matter. Woodfall Primus comes back, probably what, blowing up Mox Opal? Yeah, blowing up the Mox Opal. Okay, Mox Opal, goodbye. And then we are going to Lightning Axe this guy right now by discarding a card and paying a red mana, and we'll pitch away a Lingering Souls because we can play it out of our graveyard. And then I think we blow up a land as our second option here, because this is pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color, activate this ability if you control an artifact. And I think, what is this? At the beginning of your end step, if you control no artifacts, sacrifice it. Well, he has artifact, he has creatures, which count as artifacts, turns out. So here we go, going to our end step, blowing up Woodfall Primus, having to sacrifice him. Woodfall Primus comes back in with Persist, which is fun, and we blow up the Glimmer Void, I guess? I guess so? Yeah, I think so. Make him tap down other artifacts to get mana if he wants to. And ship it to his Inkmoth Nexus and Mox Opal. Both scary cards. Our opponent's out of gas, though. That's the thing. So opponent swings in for 5. No, 4. Sweet. I can deal with 4 damage. And we can't block any of them because they all have flying, which is also kind of funny for the wrong reasons. And we do? We have options, which is nice, because we could Unburial Rites another oh wait, no, this guy doesn't do anything. That's the reason why I don't like this guy. He doesn't do anything when he enters the battlefield. He just returns creatures when he dies. So if you have a bunch of stuff, then he's a good target. Otherwise, not a good target. We could Lingering Souls and Collective Brutality. We could Lingering Souls, creating a bunch of blockers. We could Collective Brutality. I think it's going to be Lingering Souls. I think that's what it is. It's just a good old-fashioned Lingering Souls. So black, this thing. Sure. Regular Lingering Souls. I guess we could have technically done Faithless Looting as well. It's an option. And I don't think we can afford to pay life, so we're going to play this guy tapped. And then I think we swing for 5. Do we swing for 5? We can't. None of these things are... this is flying, right? Yeah. So we'll swing for 5. I mean, there's no reason not to at this point. So, yeah, we'll go for it. And we have 2 blockers. One of those blockers can easily block Signal Pest, and the other one can probably block this guy. Meta Knight. That's a card. Okay. We'll probably block the Inkmoth. Hold on, is he going to swing in for lethal? 2, 4, 6. Looks like it might be. It's not quite lethal, but it's definitely getting there. Okay, go to block step. You go here. You go here. Okay. That'll take him down a peg. Just 1 peg. And then what does he play? Galvanic Blast. Deals 2 damage, 4 if you control. Oh, nice. Well done. I needed to block differently. But I didn't. Our opponent wins that one. We're going to sideboard. Well done, opponent. That is cool. Affinity. Haven't played against Affinity in a while. I enjoy playing against Affinity, though. So we have stuff to deal with artifacts, which is fun. Activated abilities, artifacts, Stony Silence. Stony Silence definitely comes. I love playing Stony Silence. I am always so sad that I don't actually have Stony Silence. Also, Pithing Needle, you need to come in. You are very good. You come out. You're not any good in this matchup. What else? Collective Brutality is probably good to keep in. Lightning Axe is also good to keep in. I think we actually take out 2 Collective Brutalities. And I think we take out probably 2 Ashen Riders as well, because Elish Norn is technically better for us. So yeah, I think that's the way we do it. We run it back like that. That is the decision. That is the decision. And because we lost, we are definitely going to play first here. Definitely going to be worth it for us to play first. And we have the pieces. I think we can keep it. I think we can keep it. We even have a lightning axe, so we can actually blow up whatever he plays right away. So keeping this, and I think it's going to be turn 1 Blood Crypt tapped. Potentially. The other option is to not play Blood Crypt tapped, and then lightning axe is an option. Is it the right option, though? I think it's not the right option. I think we need to save as much life as possible, and burning ourselves is going to be difficult against Affinity. So there is Meta Knight. What else? Grafdigger's Cage, which we knew was going to be a thing. We sided in stuff for this, which is completely fine. We're not going to lightning axe this thing. It doesn't give us enough value. We will, however, because Grafdigger's Cage actually doesn't stop us, because we can just eventually dig into stuff that will allow us to deal with it. And might as well toss Unburial Rites as well. Not really what we wanted, but it's okay. Not really what we wanted. I'm actually really surprised that Meta Knight is a 1-1 for 0, not a 0-1 for 0. I always kind of wondered about that. But, I mean, it's fair enough. Cranial Plating, that is hard. That is very hard. We may need to actually... He's going to equip it right away as well. So, oh, because it's a legendary. Ah, I see. Yeah, he's going to equip it, so... Lightning axing this guy might actually have been a bad, not a terrible idea, to be honest. Well. We're going to find out. So we're going to Cathartic Reunion on our turn, because we need to draw into... some hate. Is what we need to do. Well, let's Cathartic Reunion right now. And I think we throw the Woodfall Primus and the Swamp away. And there's a Stony Silence. Stony Silence is good. There's also a Pithing Needle. Enter the battlefield, choose a card. Activate abilities, that card can't be used. Pithing Needle will be really good against Mox Opal. But I think Lightning Axe is actually going to be a better bet, to be quite honest. So pay 1. Grabbing, what? Sacred Foundry? Paying 2 life. Then we have white. Yeah. Probably the best bet. And then discarding a card, blowing up this guy, and paying a red. And I think we just pitch away... Do we pitch away the land? I don't think so. I think it's going to be Lingering Souls we pitch away. Kind of want to keep all the rest of this stuff. And then ship it to our opponent's turn. So let's see. Our opponent is down to 2 cards in hand, so he might not have a ton of stuff. Ooh. Arcbound Ravager. Huh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Springleaf Drum. Yeah. I mean, again, we had to get rid of this guy. He doesn't have haste. We had to get rid of this guy because he would have been swinging for an extra 4 damage, or 3 damage this turn. Because right now this is giving him, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's +5. Would have been additional 1. Or actually, it would have been 6. +6. So we've been swinging for 7 damage, which is not really handy for us. Lightning Axe, on the other hand, is really handy for us. And yes, we're going to pay the mana for it. Because we're going to play Stony Silence right now. Yes. And then we are going to play... the problem with Lightning Axe is we have to discard a card. Stony Silence basically shuts down all of his artifacts, which is good. And then I think we need to Lightning Axe this guy away. He has no cards in hand, so he's basically trying to draw at this point into something. He's going to have to draw into to remove this thing, if he even has anything at all. And I think we're just going to Lightning Axe, pitching the Pithing Needle. Casting with discarding a card. Not the best thing right now, but it's something. And we're pitching the Pithing Needle because Footsteps at the Goryo is technically... Actually, I guess we always could have done Unburial Rites. Maybe keeping Pithing Needle and naming another card, just to give us some redundancy. Might have been better. Springleaf Drum. Opponent is now just sitting, waiting for us to draw into something. Okay, what do we draw? We get a Faithless Looting. That's actually fantastic for us. So So draw 2 cards, discarding 2 cards. We, I guess, discard Collective Brutality and Footsteps, because I want to Faithless Looting again, but we need to actually save some cards to do that. So there we go. Shipping into our opponent's turn. See what we draw. And our opponent plays another land, and that's it. Spire of Industry. Okay. So what is it? Tear. Where is the destroy? Artifact. Destroy Grafdigger's Cage for a red. And whatever color. So it can be this guy. And then I think that's all we... Oh no, we can actually Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls, there we go. Shooting into our opponent's turn. Cancel. I need actual black mana, not... I always forget the Lingering Souls is black when it's in the graveyard. I don't know why, I always think it's white and colorless, but it's not. Shipping into our opponent's turn, see if they have any response. If they don't, we're actually going to start blowing up stuff. Like Blinkmoth Nexus. That's going to be gone at this turn. Definitely going away. Our turn, we draw into what? Footsteps. That's actually really good. Footsteps. Here you go. Bonnet decides to scoop. Goes to sideboard. Goes to sideboard. Do we need to put anything different in? I don't think we do. I think we can keep it the way it is. Collective Brutality is proving to not be very good at all. I'd actually want to take out Collective Brutalities and put in the Ashen Riders. Potentially. This counters blue instant, doesn't really help us out. Blessed Alliance doesn't really help us out. I think we put back in the Ashen Riders just to have more win cons in the actual graveyard. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to go. The other option is technically Nile Spellbomb just for the card draw, but it's kind of a weak choice. Kind of a weak choice. Okay, so 1-1 against Affinity. Whew. Going to game 3. And... Hiya, spicy metaball. If we get more land, this would be good. 1-lander. We have Faithless Looting, which we can literally do turn 2. We also have a draw, which does give us a little bit of a padding. I think we can keep this. I think we can. It's a risky keep. It's a shady keep, if at best. But if we manage to get things going, we can really handicap our opponent. If we do. It's not the kind of keep you want to keep against Affinity, but is... I think we can keep it. I think we can keep it. I'm keeping it. And our opponent's going to drop his hand. Mox Opal, Signal Pest. Anything else? Grafdigger's Cage. Wow, fast. Well, we'll go like this. We'll play it fast as well. Play a land and go, my friend. Ornithopter, I think our opponent just got the best possible opening hand. Grafdigger's Cage. Pretty rad. Maybe I should not have kept this, actually. Thinking back to my life mistakes. This is like, look at this. Turn 2, and our opponent has literally played every card in their hand except for one. Which is probably like a 2-drop. I knew that was going to happen. Well, we have Stony Silence, which is really good. And I guess we go Woodfall Primus and Elish Norn. And then we play, I guess, this guy, not paying for the life. And we're going to play Stony Silence next turn. I mean, it might be Stony Silence might be too slow, seeing how he already has a ton of stuff in play. So swinging in for 1 damage. That's a slow Glock for us. Not the end of the world, though. We have Stony Silence next turn, which is going to be good. Mind you, this could be some kind of hate for Stony Silence as well. Well, we can find out right now. So, Stony Silence, white, black. See what our opponent has to say. And we can also play Lingering Souls next turn as well. And it is... this guy. No, he's a good one. He's good. His activated abilities can't be activated, which he doesn't have any. And he's still swinging in for 1 each turn. So he's going to be swinging in for 3 each turn starting next turn, which is less good for us, but not the end of the world. Cathartic Reunion. So play Blood Crypt. Tapped or untapped? Yes, we're going to pay life for it. I'm really tempted to do Cathartic Reunion because we can block Signal Pest and this guy. Or not Cathartic Reunion, Lingering Souls. which means I should not have paid life for that. That's a misplay on my part. I think it's going to go this way. I think we're actually just going to play the Lingering Souls out of the hand and then ship it to our opponent. Should not have played that. That's a bad call on my part. Should not have paid life for it. Saving life would have been better. Opponent slow rolling out creatures one at a time. And swings in with anything? If he swings in with Signal Pest, we block and kill it. But he can't swing with any of these other guys with any value, so we've created a temporary wall. Temporary wall, that is. And we need what? Bloodstained Mire doesn't really help us out. Cathartic Reunion can help us out, though. And yeah, might as well leave up the Sacred Foundry, pitching Woodfall Primus and Ashen Rider. We get a lot of land. A lot of land. Well, let's play this. It can come into play tapped. We're not going to play anything for it. Ship it to our opponent's turn. There you go, opponent. See what you have to say. And I think we're just going to run it through our opponent's turn, actually. We're not attacking. We're just going to use these guys to buffer until we actually find artifact removal. Ooh, Inkmoth Nexus. Wildfire does 2 damage to each creature. Is each non-artifact creature? Yikes. Well, this might be a short game now. 5 damage a turn. That's 3 turns for us. We need to draw into artifact removal. Real bad. Artifact removal? More land. 2 turns. Okay. I think it's going to be Isolated Chapel. And then shipping it to our opponent's turn. Yeah. Grafdigger's Cage in our opponent's first turn is very good. Is this dead? 2, 4, 6, 7. No, we have 1 turn. And 1 turn I don't think is going to be enough. I think our opponent actually got us. Grafdigger's Cage for the win. Grafdigger's Cage, for those people that don't know, is creature cards can't enter the battlefield from libraries. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. So we can't cast this because these guys can't leave the battlefield or leave the graveyard. And is it more land? I really want it to be more land. It's Faithless Looting. That is not actually terrible. Looks like we draw into a Woodfall Primus. Not going to do it. Not going to do it this time. Well, GG, opponent. GG. Thanks for playing. We just didn't draw what we needed. This deck sometimes has that problem. Sometimes a little bit inconsistent, where we just don't draw into what we need. I may need to look at. I may have to look into more, like, see if I can find some better draw and filtering mechanics. I just don't think they exist. Oh, a double Grafdigger's Cage. Definitely can't get through that. So, GG, guys. Thanks for watching. This is the Advent Calendar. This is Mardu Reanimator, which is one of my favorite decks. Usually when it works against this setup, where Grafdigger's Cage is making our life really hard, is not always the best. Okay, thank you, everyone. Until next time, my name's Adrian, GiantMonsterGames. Don't forget to game like a giant monster. Thanks for watching the GiantMonsterGames Advent Calendar. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos just like it. A huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters. You guys are helping make videos like this, and if you want to pick this deck up, there is a link below with an affiliate link so you can grab this entire deck on MTGO.